Okay, guys, I have a bit of a off the cuff video for you today. So it's been about 1 year since I unboxed this thing, so I gotta unbox it again. So this is my NES, and did a video of this before, but it was on a crappy camera, so I have a much better camera now. So let's go ahead and unbox it, check it out, and I guess throw it back in the box for another year for just collection. But as you can see, the box is pretty beat up. But like I said, last time I did this. This has only had one owner, and the owner that bought it back in '87 was actually an adult. It wasn't for a kid. So he took this thing and played with it for about a day and then threw it back in the box. So it's like 30 years new. So let's go ahead and unbox it. And I'm trying to do everything with one hand here, which isn't going to work. So yeah, there's going to be breaks in between, but that's okay. Alright, so we got it out of the box. We gotta take the styrofoam off. I can tell you already it's got that crazy, plasticky, new smell. I wish, I could like broadcast smell over YouTube, but can't. So let's open this bad boy up. As you can see, we still got all of our original paperwork. There is our zapper. Looking quite good. Let's take a look at this. So this is the later zapper. This is the one that had the oh, what's the word I'm looking for? It wasn't gray, it was orange, because everybody's afraid if you saw anything any other color than orange for some reason you would shoot. I think that's like hunter logic or something. It's pretty dumb. Anyways, I like if I saw this thing down the street. Love that sound. If I saw this thing coming down the street, though, I don't think it would shoot. Yeah, you can kind of see. Yeah. All right, so it still looks like it's in good shape. There's the good old pack-in game, Mario and Duck Hunt. When I was in the army, we actually used to play Duck Hunt for shots. Believe it or not. Yeah, it worked pretty well. I love the old documentation. It's pretty funny. It was artwork and stuff in it. So what happens when you're Mario? You can see the cartridge is still in pretty good shape here. This thing doesn't macro very well. We'll plug it in a second and check it out. There's 30-year-old new controller. Wonder if this stuff in the background's interfering with the camera. There we go. So the thing you can usually see on the back of Nintendo controllers is that there's a lot of grime and dirt and crap on the back of these. And you can see there's like none here. Like my focus has all of a sudden decided to stop working. But yeah, there we go. Well, it sort of worked for a second. So yeah, that's cool. Yeah, okay. Hopefully it comes out a little bit better. We'll see. Nope. It just doesn't want to focus. Alright. Well, something I knew I've learned about this thing. Alright, let's take the system out itself. See if we can get it out one-handed. need two hands for a second. There we go. New 30-year-old NES with the power button pressed in for whatever reason. You can just tell this thing's new because you gotta push really hard to get a cartridge in and pull really hard to get one out. Actually, that's not as bad as I remember it. Got that awesome 1980s VCR look to it. I like keeping this guy around because the other NES that came out here, unlike in Japan, didn't have these guys. Where in Japan it did. So, whatever. Nintendo's insane. And you can see here, hopefully, this thing is extremely clean. There's like no dust or dirt or anything in there. So, anyways, let's hook it up and see, make sure it's still working and whatnot, and then we'll box it up and go back on the shelf for another year. Hey, Izzy. Like my box? Just gonna stay in there, huh? Okay, so I got it all plugged in. See how it goes. And yay, it looks like it works. And kitty number 2 in the box. Okay, just got done testing Mario Brothers out here for a little bit, throwing on both controllers to make sure they still work and whatnot. When I first got this, even though it was pretty much new, it still had some damage. Just some things, it's like some of the connectors had oxidized, so when you would see the green screen, there'd be like some weird glitches and graphical errors there. So that was pretty easy. That was just for the cartridge, all you gotta do is just clean it out with some 70% alcohol and Q-tip, let it dry. You don't want to do that all the time. Some people do that like religiously. It can wear out the connectors if you do it too much, but it had so much corrosion in it. In this case, it was actually beneficial. As far as the connector on the inside, that was a little bit different. That had to be taken out and cleaned by hand because I don't have a old style cartridge cleaner, so I had to get in there and get all the crud out and whatnot, and then put it back together. And then the thing that worries me is about these guys, but these seem pretty solid. So these are sort of like rubber dome switches on a computer keyboard. So typically they're pretty strong, but the thing I was worried about with these is this has been sitting in a box for 30 years, 30 plus years. And so rubber, if you don't use it or move it or anything like that, it can sometimes have a tendency to dry out and just crack regardless. So if you start using it all of a sudden after not using it for many years, then it can kind of like break and snap. But gladly, Nintendo put some really good stuff in these controllers, and actually this controller said it was made in Japan, which is shocking. See, everything that they make is in China now, which is bullcrap. Like, I've heard stories of people hitting these with like baseball bats, like angry parents, and then they still work. So, yeah, this is back in the days when you felt like you could throw your Nintendo controller across the room and it would still be, solid. I mean, it's in a pretty solid case right now. So, not the most comfortable thing, no. That didn't happen until they had the dog bone controller later, but it's nostalgia. And I think I'm probably gonna take one of these for my PC when I play emulated. I don't like playing on HD TV. You can't see it in this video, I'm sure. But, yeah, it's just, this TV is not good at de-interlacing or, it's like got some kind of weird filter that it likes to throw on top of everything. Like, The lettering and stuff looks perfect now, but when you're in the above stages and it's got a blue background, they look all distorted and weird looking. So I pretty much never play this anymore unless I want to set the CRT up. Then I'm fine with that. But yeah, so time to put the stint bad boy away. Okay, back in the box for another year. So bye. I will. I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably end up. Yeah, it'll be a pain in the butt. But I'll probably end up getting the Neo Geo in the next few days and doing that. So hook that up, which is a bigger pain in the butt because it's not here. It's off someplace else. So. And until then, I will have more of these weird um, off the cuff videos until I get my RMA back, guys. Sorry, but it's the way it is. So I will see you later.